Why do you still feel hungry after eating? Not just once in a while, but often. You eat a full plate, maybe even hit your calorie target, and yet, your body still wants more. That's not weakness or lack of willpower. That's biology, and it's being hijacked. Scientific studies show that what you eat changes how your hunger hormones behave, and most modern meals are wired to keep you craving. But you can flip that switch. By the end of this video, you'll understand how specific foods change the way your brain and body register hunger, and how to use that science to take back control of your appetite. So stick around, hit subscribe if you're into evidence-based health, and let's break down what actually helps you feel full. You've probably been told to eat less if you want to manage your hunger to count calories, suppress cravings, or just tough it out. But that advice misses something important. Hunger isn't just about how much you eat. It's about what your body does with what you eat. Hunger is regulated by a complex system of hormones and neural signals, and that system responds differently depending on the nutrients, textures, and timing of your meals. Ghrelin tells you when you're hungry. Leptin tells you when you're full. But when those hormones are disrupted by low protein, low fiber, or ultra-processed foods, your hunger doesn't shut off even if you've eaten more than enough. This isn't just a theory. It's been demonstrated in dozens of clinical studies, and the good news is that you can work with your biology instead of fighting against it. In this video, you'll learn which foods naturally reduce ghrelin and increase satiety hormones like GLP-1 and peptide YY, how digestion speed, gut health, and nutrient density all impact your hunger. Simple, science-backed changes you can make to feel fuller without eating more. Let's explore the foods and mechanisms that help you naturally control hunger, grounded in scientific understanding. 1. Protein, the most powerful macronutrient for satiety. You probably know protein helps you feel full, but here's why it works so well. Eating protein lowers levels of ghrelin, the hunger hormone that tells your brain you need to eat. Studies, including one in the American Journal of Clinical Nutrition, 2014, show that protein suppresses ghrelin more effectively than carbs or fats. At the same time, protein boosts hormones like peptide YY, PYY, glucagon-like peptide 1, GLP-1, and cholecystokinin, CCK, which signal fullness to your brain. A 2015 meta-analysis in Obesity Reviews confirmed higher protein intake consistently increases these satiety hormones, reducing hunger and calorie intake. Protein also takes more energy to digest a process called the thermic effect of food, which raises your metabolism slightly and helps control appetite. A Journal of Nutrition study, 2016, found that diets higher in protein increased energy expenditure and lowered hunger. Another key factor is that protein slows gastric emptying, meaning food stays in your stomach longer, helping you feel full and preventing rapid blood sugar spikes that trigger hunger. This was shown in a 2017 appetite study where high-protein meals delayed stomach emptying and prolonged fullness. Including protein-rich foods like eggs, lean meats, fish, dairy, or legumes helps you naturally reduce hunger, control cravings, and maintain steady energy without relying on willpower alone. Here's a clear, concise, and scientifically supported rewrite of Part 2 on dietary fiber in the same style. 2. Dietary fiber, slowing digestion and boosting fullness. Fiber is a key player in controlling hunger, especially soluble fiber, which dissolves in water and forms a gel-like substance in your gut. This bulk physically stretches your stomach, sending signals to your brain that you're full. Research in the Journal of Nutrition shows that fiber also promotes the production of short-chain fatty acids, SCFAs, through fermentation by gut bacteria. These SCFAs help release satiety hormones like GLP-1 and peptide YY, which reduce appetite. Beyond filling your stomach, fiber improves gut health by feeding beneficial microbes, which further supports appetite regulation and metabolism. A study in Nutrition Reviews, 2019, linked higher fiber intake with better gut microbiota balance and reduced risk of overeating. Fiber also slows down the digestion and absorption of carbohydrates, leading to more stable blood sugar and insulin levels. This helps prevent the spikes and crashes that often cause sudden hunger. Foods high in fiber, like oats, beans, lentils, fruits, and vegetables, not only keep you full longer but also support overall metabolic health. By including fiber-rich foods in your diet, you create a lasting feeling of fullness and reduce the chances of overeating, driven by rapid blood sugar changes. 3. Healthy fats, helping your body signal fullness. Not all fats are created equal when it comes to hunger control. Certain healthy fats, like medium-chain triglycerides, MCTs, found in coconut oil, and monounsaturated fats in olive oil and avocados, play a role in regulating appetite hormones. Research published in Obesity Reviews 2017 shows that these fats improve leptin sensitivity. Leptin is the hormone that signals your brain when you've eaten enough. But in many people, especially those with obesity, this signal gets ignored, a condition called leptin resistance. Healthy fats help your brain receive leptin's message more clearly, reducing unnecessary hunger. Additionally, fats slow down digestion by stimulating cholecystokinin, CCK, a hormone released when fat enters your intestines. CCK signals fullness and reduces appetite. A study in Appetite, 2018, found that meals higher in healthy fats increased CCK levels and lowered hunger scores for several hours after eating. Including moderate amounts of these fats in your meals can help you stay satisfied longer, avoid frequent snacking, and maintain steady energy throughout the day. 4. High water content foods, filling up without extra calories. Foods high in water content are surprisingly effective at curbing hunger because they physically fill your stomach, triggering stretch receptors that tell your brain you're full. Research published in Appetite, 2013, found that people who ate water-rich foods like watermelon or cucumber before meals naturally consumed fewer calories. This effect works because the stomach expands, sending signals through the vagus nerve to reduce appetite. These foods add volume without adding many calories, making you feel fuller without overeating. Water-rich foods also help with hydration. Mild dehydration can often be mistaken for hunger, prompting unnecessary snacking. By eating fruits and vegetables like tomatoes, lettuce, or broth-based soups, you support both hydration and fullness, reducing false hunger cues. Including these foods regularly can help you manage your appetite naturally and promote healthier eating habits. 5. Whole grains, steady energy and controlled hunger. When you eat refined carbs like white bread or sugary snacks, your blood sugar spikes quickly, then crashes, triggering hunger soon after. Whole grains, on the other hand, digest more slowly because of their fiber and complex carbohydrate content. This slow digestion leads to steadier blood sugar and insulin levels, helping you avoid the hunger roller coaster. A study in the European Journal of Clinical Nutrition, 2018, showed that people consuming whole grains like quinoa, barley, and brown rice experienced reduced hunger and lower calorie intake later in the day compared to those eating refined grains. The fiber in whole grains also supports the release of satiety hormones and improves gut health. By choosing whole grains over processed carbohydrates, you provide your body with a sustained energy supply and reduce the frequent hunger spikes that lead to overeating. 6. Spices and polyphenols, subtle but powerful appetite modulators. Certain spices and plant compounds, especially polyphenols, can influence how your body regulates hunger by affecting blood sugar control and hormone signaling. For example, cinnamon has been studied extensively for its ability to improve insulin sensitivity and slow carbohydrate digestion. A clinical trial published in Diabetes Care, 2003, found that cinnamon supplementation reduced post-meal blood sugar spikes in people with type 2 diabetes, which helps prevent rapid glucose fluctuations that often trigger hunger. Beyond cinnamon, other polyphenols found in turmeric, green tea, and ginger have shown promising effects on appetite control. These compounds can modulate gut hormones linked to fullness, such as GLP-1 and peptide YY, while also reducing inflammation that can interfere with normal metabolic function. A study in Nutrients, 2019, reported that green tea catechins promote fat oxidation and may enhance satiety by influencing the brain's hunger centers. While these spices won't replace whole meals, incorporating them regularly into your diet can subtly reduce cravings and stabilize appetite by supporting healthier blood sugar regulation and hormone balance. 7. Mindful eating, rewiring your hunger signals. How you eat can be just as important as what you eat when it comes to controlling hunger. Eating quickly or while distracted, like watching TV or scrolling on your phone, can disrupt your brain's ability to recognize fullness signals. Research published in Physiology and Behavior, 2011, shows that slower, more mindful eating increases the release of satiety hormones and reduces overall calorie intake. When you eat mindfully, you pay close attention to the taste, texture, and aroma of your food, as well as your body's hunger and fullness cues. This practice helps your brain sync with your stomach's signals, preventing overeating driven by habit or emotional triggers. It essentially recalibrates your internal hunger scale, making it easier to stop eating when you're satisfied rather than stuffed. Mindful eating trains your body to recognize real hunger versus cravings, leading to better appetite control and healthier eating habits over time. 8. Dark chocolate, a surprising tool to help control hunger. You might not think of dark chocolate as a hunger regulator, but research shows it can play a subtle yet meaningful role in appetite control. Dark chocolate, particularly with 70% or higher cocoa content, contains bioactive compounds like flavonoids and peptides that interact with your body's hunger hormones. One study published in the Journal of Proteome Research, 2016, identified specific peptides in dark chocolate that temporarily reduce levels of ghrelin, the hormone that stimulates hunger. This reduction helps lower your appetite shortly after consumption. Unlike sugary treats that cause rapid blood sugar spikes and lead to more cravings, dark chocolate offers a slower, more controlled response. Beyond hormones, the complex flavors of dark chocolate can satisfy your cravings more effectively than bland or sugary snacks. The bitterness and rich texture engage your senses, making smaller amounts feel more satisfying. This sensory satisfaction helps prevent the cycle of binge eating that often follows consuming sweets. Moreover, dark chocolate has antioxidants and anti-inflammatory compounds that support metabolic health. A review in Nutrients, 2017, highlighted how cocoa flavonoids improve insulin sensitivity and vascular function, which indirectly supports better appetite regulation. Of course, moderation matters. Eating a small piece of dark chocolate as part of a balanced diet can provide these benefits without adding excessive sugar or calories. It's a practical way to curb sweet cravings and manage hunger signals more effectively. 9. Soups and pre-meal liquids. Using volume to control intake. One of the simplest but often overlooked ways to naturally control hunger is by increasing the volume of what you consume before or during meals without adding many calories. Low-calorie soups and broths are perfect examples. They fill your stomach and activate stretch receptors that send signals to your brain indicating fullness, helping you eat less overall. A randomized controlled trial published in Appetite, 2013, demonstrated that participants who consumed a vegetable soup before lunch ate about 20% fewer calories during the meal compared to those who didn't tea. This effect happened without increasing feelings of hunger or deprivation, making it an effective strategy to reduce portion sizes without discomfort. This works because the physical distension of the stomach triggers mechanoreceptors that communicate with the brain hypothalamus, the area responsible for regulating appetite. These signals complement hormonal cues, providing a layered approach to fullness. Additionally, the hydration component matters. Mild dehydration can mimic feelings of hunger, leading you to eat when your body actually needs fluids. Consuming water-rich soups and broths not only helps fill you but also keeps you hydrated, reducing false hunger signals. Incorporating this strategy is straightforward. Starting your meals with a broth-based soup or a vegetable puree adds volume and nutrients while lowering your total calorie intake. Over time, this can improve portion control and reduce overeating tendencies. Here's a clear, confident conclusion with a strong call to action. Controlling your hunger isn't about eating less, it's about eating smarter. When you understand how different foods interact with your body's complex hormonal and neural systems, you gain real control over your appetite. Prioritizing protein, fiber, healthy fats, water-rich foods, whole grains, spices, mindful eating, and even dark chocolate gives your body the tools it needs to signal fullness properly. These choices reduce cravings and the urge to overeat without relying on willpower alone. Start by making small, manageable changes, add a protein source to your meals, swap refined grains for whole grains, drink water or broth before eating, or include fiber-rich vegetables in your plate. These evidence-based steps help recalibrate your hunger signals, making it easier to maintain a balanced, satisfying diet. If you found this helpful, subscribe for more science-backed nutrition insights. Share your experiences or questions in the comments. How have specific foods changed the way you feel hungry or full? Your body's hunger system is sophisticated. Feeding it right lets it work as it was designed to.